Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Victor.
Good morning.
It's been quite a while.
It's been a while, actually.
Happy to sit with you today on a Sunday on ATN Open Air. And today we thank God that it's a new month, the first day of a new month. If you go to a lot of churches in Nigeria today, the men of God will use it as a rhetorics. The last first Sunday of the year. The first day in the month of December, and also the first Sunday of the month. It has a lot of connotations. But if you look at it again in the world view, today is the World AIDS Day.
Exactly.
So I use this opportunity to call on the federal government of Nigeria, the new Minister of Health, to prioritize the welfare of those people who are living with
HIV,
and also by extension TB and the other ailments that can be managed. You know that there are types of ailments, the ones that are curable and the ones that doctor will tell you that you have to manage it till death comes. So AIDS is in that category. Then you also have those living with diabetics. So when you look at our economy of today, Victor, you find out that the pharmaceuticals have gone skyrocketed.
All right.
Their prices. So we are pleading with the federal government accessible.
And also to give attention to the health sector.
The health sector,
yes.
totally, primarily, there should be a declaration of a state of emergency.
Exactly.
In the health sector, because the health of the citizens is a priority. You might not know who will fall victim, so it is not a time to say who is right or wrong or what. But once it has become part of humanity, it behoves on the government to prioritize the health sector and the health insurance scheme, so that the citizens of Nigeria can access their health medications seamlessly.
All right, it's good to have you on Open Air as well. Thank you for coming. All right, let's delve into the first story. Edo State chapter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has decried the high debt profile of the state. It said that the debt left behind by the immediate past governor of Godwin Obaseki was between 2,000 and 3,000% higher than the accumulated loans incurred by previous governments from 1991 and 2016. Patrick Ikariale, a chieftain of the party secretary, APC Transition Committee member and member Assets Verification Committee, stated these at a press briefing shortly after the inauguration of the committee by Governor Monday Okpebholo in Benin City. Ikariale, former two-time House of Representatives member for Esan Central, Esan West and Igwe-Ben Federal Constituency, said the debt profile of the state from the administration of Chief John Odigye Oyegu in 1991 to the period of Adams Oshiomhole between 2008 and 2016 was not less than 44 billion naira. He said between November 12, 2016 and November 12, 2024, the 8 years period of Godwin Obaseki as governor, the debt profile rose to over 485 billion naira. He said the figures represented between 2,000 and 3,000% increment. What is Edo State? We had states within and outside Nigeria having to do this kind of asset verification exercise. We're not doing it because others are doing it. We are doing it because it is absolutely important that we do it. May I use this opportunity to say that in the course of the Transition Committee report, Edo State, that is 33 years old this year. For some of us, we were not born then. Edo State was created in 1991. The total debt profile of Edo State from 1991 to 2016 was less than 44 billion naira. But as we speak today, Edo State's debt profile is over 485 billion naira. This is to say between 2016 and November 12, 2024, Edo State has accumulated debt that is in the essence of a percentage of over 2,000 or 3,000% compared to what we had in the previous years. It is important that we look at the issues that concern Edo people. It is obvious that the money we are talking about must, in their own estimation, be used for one thing or the other. But it will be nice to hear from the immediate past government of the benefits of the members of the public. Ikariale said the committee is open to receiving memorandum from members of the public. He emphasized that the objective of the committee was not to witch hunt anybody or any corporate body, but for fact-finding. Oh, so Gochuku,
yeah.
This is quite interesting. APC coming to say that, I know, slamming Obaseki for the debt profile today, it's quite something really interesting. I would like you to talk about it.
This is so hilarious. This is, this should not be making a news by now. Because from the committee, from when you are reading the expose and got to the committee, this is the transitional committee. I don't know what is their. Is it that they were not given a template of where their jobs are? Was their jobs not cut out for them? Was it that they did not know their boundaries when it comes to what the committee is? The committee was set up to liaise with the outgoing government to be able to have a seamless transition, because the governor has the governor-elect then, Weblo has taken over as the substantive governor of Edo State, but this story is now being mixed up.
All right.
I don't know whether is one of the templates of one of the things that Obeblo said during his inauguration, or it is the fallout between the back and forth that happened between that committee set up to ensure there is a seamless transition. But be that as it may, Edo State created in 1991, and 32 years old as of this year, 2020. Funds that even the federal government will say, come on, even they will make it like a mandatory, come and borrow, come and take this fund. It's for free, it's for you to use. But there is strings attached. So if during the time of Obaseki, he queued in getting those bailout funds, in getting a chunk of the Paris fund. So how is it he's making? Because the federal government floats that kind of opportunity for states to cash in and develop their states. You talk about federal government will be the one to negotiate minimum wage, and they push it down the throat of the states, even when those states cannot pay. And you know that Obaseki, even when they were paying 30,000, were paying 70. So, and he also made some strides in developing Edo State. So when you look at those things and the evolving nature of our world, the world of today, and the cost of maybe construction and the cost of other things, you find out that if the debt ceiling of Edo State has skyrocketed up to 445 billion, and the investigation of the projects that Obaseki has done,
yes,
and has claimed.
According to their scrutiny, they said it was between 2,000 and 3,000% higher than the accumulated loans.
This is not 1991. Victor, this is not. You know why I'm straying why the debt profile can increase is for the public knowledge. But if it's what this particular committee is saying, I'm not diving into it, because they are not authorized. The governor has not set up. Yes, because that is not part of their job description. This particular committee, since he has been inaugurated, I've not heard that he has set up a committee, or he has also set up an investigative committee or a probe committee to probe the immediate past administration. But this particular committee is a committee that was set up to see that there is a seamless transition. But they now went overboard.
So Ugochukwu, yes.
In their destiny, in their terms of reference.
So if I get you correctly, that they are not supposed to probe this
administration. No. It is not within their powers. They cannot probe. Remember, the governor, until that day he hands over.
Aren't the government supposed to be accountable to the people, regardless of either political parties or the nations? Aren't they supposed to be accountable to them?
That is why I have said, you are listening to me very well, I said that people have taken charge now. You remember some 2 months ago in Rivers State, we had the governor shouting that, Governor Semla Efobla, that he will institute a pro panel. We are still waiting for the pro panel till today. It has not seen the light of the day. What of the job they have done, the monies expended, and the APC has come in. Let the governor tarry a while. I mean, the governor Pebolo, look at the varieties of the jobs done and the ones ongoing. The government is a continuum. If he's not satisfied, set up a pro panel through the House of Assembly. And let's forget, the House of Assembly is under the whims and caprices of the immediate past governor. So he might not even get the nod of the State Assembly to institute that panel, because that panel has to be instituted through the due process of the government instituting a pro panel. And for the governor, the former governor, to appear, the panel that will be set up will be seen to have gone through the due process and the process for which such a committee will be instituted. I hope you know that.
All right.
So it is not a question of I have set up a committee and you now begin to invite the former governor. He will go to the court and ask the court to look at the process of setting the so-called panel to see if it is in tandem with the constitution and the mandate of the House of Assembly to him to appear. If he did not go through that scrutiny, the governor will decline, the former governor Obaseki will decline to appear. So the APC Obebolo-led administration in those states should tarry away, not be in a haste, because if they miss it, there is no way the former governor will appear. There is no way his cronies will appear. But if they take a while and do due diligence, look at they have 8 years, or they have 4 years. Let us say the first 4 years mandate. But let them tarry a while. Look at what Obaseki has done. Because you not tell me that for 8 years Obaseki did not do anything. Let them see what he has done. Let them see the ongoing projects. What he did was to first of all stop the ongoing recruitment in the civil service. Is it his priority? The people employed, the question I asked, the people that are employed in this civil service, are they not those state indigents? Is it not to reduce the labor market? Just like in Rivers State, Senator Efobara came and stop the 10,000 job process of recruitment that the Youth of Weak Administration floated. And I asked the question on this same fora and in different forums. I asked, the people that are to be employed, are they not Rivers citizens? Are they not the people that should be enjoying this 80,000 or 85,000 minimum wage? Are they not the people that their families will be dependent on them and they will pay taxes to the state government? So when some governors in Nigeria or some government come and begin to do XYZ, you now ask, who are the beneficiaries? Those people that are throwing back to the labor market, or those people that are now stopping their job that is politically motivated. Which job that is not politically motivated in Nigeria? Victor, as you sit here, go to University of Rivers State, go to Uniport, and other established federal institutions or state institutions in Nigeria. People get admission through who know who, through complimentary card, not even your score in JAMB and post-UME that gives you the courses you study. This is Nigeria and they know it. Victor, they know this thing that I'm saying. Even to be admitted in a federal government hospital now and given the desired medical attention, you must know somebody. All right, somebody must write somewhere for you to be, this is my own. So your own is not to be allowed to die, but another person can die. So somebody that is still coming to this same investigation, this same committee now found out that they accused the Obaseki outgoing administration, or outgone now, but then outgoing, saying that they have discovered that he is employing some of his cronies into the civil service, backdating it. So the question I ask is that if these people are to be given a retirement beneficial job in the state civil service, they merit it, unless they look at their data, they look at their CV, they did not merit whichever position they have been given. That is a different kettle of tea.
Okay, so Ugochukwu,
so that is what I'm saying.
Ugochukwu, let's talk about this debt profile now. Moving from 44 billion naira to 485 billion naira. I mean, what is it? What development in Edo State will show that this is actually worth this debt profile?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, this is still under speculations.
Okay.
So it is not a consider. That's why from my initial statement, I told you that the committee that have come out with this claim are not statutorily constituted for such probe. And since Opebolo took over, I have not come across it in the media, whether print, visual, or audio, that Opebolo has set up a probe committee to probe what Obaseki have done in the last 8 years. So if you ask me to sit down here and begin to evaluate non-existent whatever, it is not, it will be a discredit, disservice, and I will be uncharitable to the Gospel Obaseki's administration. That's what I can say, until we get a committee statutorily constituted by the backing of the House of Assembly through the Attorney General of Edo State. Then we begin to look at it, the merits and demerits, and they also showcase us what Obaseki's administration have done and the ongoing projects. We begin to evaluate the quantum of money expended and the quantum of money borrowed. That is when we look at it side by side. We don't speculate. Ugochukwu, don't sit and speculate on something that it is not tenable. So I have to see something that is tangible. From the Muhammadu Buhari's administration, yes, you heard about the borrowings, and the one that have presidency brought about the issue of the purchase of the new presidential aircraft. You could understand to the extent that the Ross you're talking about now in the probing of the who prompts even the president in Nigeria, the past presidents. It is a no-go area. Just like they set up a committee, reconciliation or whatever committee, and they tell you, or what do they call it, confab, and they say these are no-go areas. I don't know if you go through some of the confab, that is why Nigeria have made no progress. How can you constitute a panel that you want to heal a nation that is fragmented, and you say that there are gray areas that are no-go areas? You are not ready for reconciliation. You're not ready for the nation to be healed. So this is what we are saying, that who has proved, apart from the Olusegun Obasanjo $15 billion electric, the one they wanted to use in revamping the national electric project, that Elumelu and the others that went through the one you're talking about, Victor. What about the Dasuki Gate? What about the Dasuki Gate? What about the repatriation of all the monies that are returning from Abacha loot? Who is accounting for it? I always posit that even Nigeria is going to borrow money, like the $200-something million the president wants to go and borrow now. My brother, once that money comes in, the relooters are handy. That's the problem we are facing. They cannot point at anything that they're using the money for. This is the problem we are facing. It's not that we have not gotten money, or Nigeria have not, the international community have not helped as strategists.
All right.
So let them think that, let them not think that if APC want to make an inroad in Anambra State, they will not. The only thing that have been sustaining ABGA, or what ABGA is priding on, is because of the respect they have for the late Dim Chukwemeka Odumegwu in Nigeria. Remember, even when Obasanjo was going around picking all the states.
Okay.
You could recall in 1999, AD almost cleared all the southwestern states. And when they, after the first experience, that's 1999 to 2003. I think so, 1999 to 2003. During the second election, which Obasanjo conducted, because you recall that the first election was contested by Abdulsalam Abubakar, who was the person that handed over to Olusegun Obasanjo in 1999. 2003, Obasanjo conducted elections that ushered in his second tenure, and PDP took some of the states, and the only Lagos state was left to AD then. So Tinubu has survived many political battles, and if he decides to take Anambra State, nothing will happen.
So they are saying Anambra State, ABGA are asserting that Anambra State do not have the political structure needed to succeed in Anambra State. Do you think there are political structures for the APC in Anambra State to win the election?
Yes, if during the, I think 2016, is it 2016 or before, 2011 to 2016.
Okay.
The former Minister of Employment, Chris Ngige, won a senatorial seat under APC in Anambra State. So if such thing could happen, you will also understand that it could happen again, that if APC is very serious of taking Anambra, Nigerian politics is monetized. Nigerian politicians, they practice the politics of stomach infrastructure.
In your opinion?
No, in my opinion. And again, no, that's what we see. And another one is that politics is an interest-driven game. So, assuming, without conceding, that if they let Ifanyoba were to be alive,
okay,
I would say that if he could win, become a two-time senator with YPP that have no structure too. So that should tell you to the extent that politics is local. If APC want to win election in Anambra State, they will win election. They will be able to, try to have a window that Labour Party made an inroute even in states that are, even in local governments and in political wards that were hidden